One of the most fearful things on a motorcycle is the fact that it's a standard. You have to use the clutch and the gear shifter. But for those people who don't want to ride bikes because of that, we may have your answer in the Ridley.
We're in Savannah, Georgia, testing the Ridley AG740 Auto Glide motorcycle. Sylvia, my wife, saw this, and she kind of apprehensively asked me, you think I can ride it? And I said, well, if you can ride a bicycle, you can ride the bike. She got on it, immediately twisted the throttle. Well, I got to tell this on her. Actually, she didn't know which way to go. I mean, that's how green she was. She didn't know if you go this way or this way. But I said, no, pull back on the throttle. She pulled back on the throttle gently. In 10 feet, her feet are up.
All right. Oh, God. I can't. That was wonderful. Makes me want to do it more. I didn't have to shift or anything like that. I mean, you can just go. It's like driving a car or turning the music on and just going, you know? It's like dancing. I love to dance, so motorcycling, you got to be free and ride. Oh, baby, I won't be riding on the back anymore.
This is a great beginner's bike. It's a great woman's bike.
I'm really nervous about this. Alrighty, we got to do this curve here now. This is not going to be good. That was much easier than I thought it would be. If I can ride it, anybody could ride it, especially someone that had ever ridden. You know, it would be very easy to ride. Very easy. So, sure, anybody that's looking, you know, to go buy a street bike, I would definitely say that would be the way to go for a woman. To me, I guess the most odd thing, which is good, I guess, is not changing gears, because I'm used to having the clutch up there to, you know, to change the gears, and you know, it was odd not having to, you know, just to get on and go.
You don't notice any shifting of gears with this bike. It's seamless from the time you twist the throttle to the time you let off to put on the brake. You don't feel the gears change. When you think about an automatic motorcycle, you really don't think that you're going to be able to be an actual. You know, it's not a motorcycle. You think it's scooter when you think automatic motorcycle. But this is a motorcycle in every sense of the word, except for there's no clutch and there's no gears. But the bike itself performs as well as any motorcycle of its size and motor size that I've ever been on. You know, 700 and something cc bike. You know, it's in straight pipes. You sound and look just like a motorcycle. You could custom paint this job, don't take the name off, and it would take people a while to wander around and say, what is that?
Anyone who gave this bike a chance and enjoyed it, took it out, actually rode it, like I'm primarily a sport bike man, but I could get into this thing because there's so much freedom with it to drive. You can take your mind off your driving and just concentrate on what you're looking at and where you're going, and not constantly having to think, especially in traffic cruising situations, about having to constantly, what gear do I need to be in? You know, shift up, shift down, shift up every time the traffic ebbs and flows with you. This thing, you just give a little brake, a little gas, and it's almost an afterthought. You can concentrate on the scenery and where you're going.
Part 2 coming up after the break.
All right, let's take a look at the way the Ridley Automatic works. We've got a belt in here. We've got 3 bolts to take off this billet aluminum cover, solid aluminum cover. And here's the setup. This is an infinitely variable ratio drive. It's not a true automatic in that you don't have a transmission and gears. This setup has been used on ATVs for years. As it sits at idle, this drive belt is not engaged. And then when you engage, when you turn the throttle and twist the throttle, it engages this belt, it moves the pulley, and it gives the drive to the rear wheel. The faster you turn the throttle, the faster the bike is going to go. We're going to crank it up and leave it at neutral and show you how it works. With nothing on the throttle, this is not engaged. As soon as you turn it just a little bit, it starts to move, just a little bit. The farther you turn it, the harder you turn it, the faster it's going to turn. put on the brake, it instantly disengages and everything stops. It's a simple setup, but it works great because you don't feel the gears changing. At 1 mile an hour, 5 miles an hour, there's basically no lurch in it. You can be as slow as you want to be and still be confident that the bike is not, you don't have that thing like you have with a transmission.
The motor has enough power. Now, that's a 720cc engine, 38 something horsepower, but what it lacks in horsepower, it more than makes up for in torque. This thing will spin the back wheel starting off, just give it full throttle and it'll burn the back tire. I mean, how many bikes can do that? It has got bottom end torque, just loads of it. It's got killer brakes, man. It's got 4-piston brakes on front and rear. I mean, and the tires they equip it with, the Avon Venom X tires are excellent 16-inch tires. And of course, the automatic transmission puts it in the category completely by itself. There's nothing else like this out there. Where you've got a throttle and brakes, and that's it.
Ridley has almost no competition in its market. There is nobody out there who's making an automatic motorcycle that a first-time rider would feel safe on going in the showroom, writing a check, and walking out the door and riding his bike home.
Pretty cool motorcycle, huh?